In this video, we're going to be talking about the Week 6 fantasy basketball updates when it comes to BuyLow Players, SellHigh Players, and now I'm going to be adding a new category of players to hold. What's going on, guys? Welcome to ezBUCKETZ Fantasy Basketball. If you are new here, welcome to ezBUCKETZ Fantasy. On this channel, I post weekly consistent fantasy videos with the ultimate goal of helping you guys win your fantasy basketball leagues. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications to not miss any of my upcoming updates. I'm sure some of these videos will help you out. For those who don't know me, my name is Soom and I run the channel ezBUCKETZ on YouTube, but also I'm a fantasy basketball expert. As you can see here, I'm a diamond rank in my fantasy basketball leagues and my goal is to help you win yours. So if you ever want fantasy basketball support, fantasy basketball advice on a one-on-one level where you can message me directly, go check out my Patreon page down below. I got a bunch of different options there for you guys. I help you on waiver wire pickups, trade advice, roster advice, everything in general for fantasy hoops. So if that's something you're potentially interested in, go check out the link down below. But now let's get into the Week 6 update. First up, we're going to be talking about the SellHigh Players for Week 6. Players that right now you can potentially sell them at a higher value than their original. I'm putting Dennis Schroeder on this list, Kristaps Porzingis, Talen Horton-Tucker, Lou Dort, Chimezie Metu, and Andrew Wiggins of the Golden State Warriors. Hear me out on why each player are on this list. But talking about Dennis Schroeder has been a scoring spark plug for the Boston Celtics because Jaylen Brown has been out due to a hamstring injury, but now Jaylen Brown is back. And with Jay Brown back, Dennis Schroeder is going to shift back to the backup point guard position, which of course will lower his usage rate and efficiency. Dennis Schroeder is still a hold in fantasy basketball leagues, but if you can trade him at his high value, I recommend that for sure. Kristaps Porzingis has been feasting when it comes to rebounds, scoring, and blocks, but now with Luka Doncic back, Kristaps Porzingis will be having a lower usage rate. With that being said, he'll go back to his original value because over the past week, KP has been a top 30 player in fantasy, but sooner or later, he'll go back to his top 50 or top 75 form. THT Talen Horton-Tucker was a very hot pickup in the waiver wires over the past 2 weeks, but now with LeBron James coming back from his suspension, coming back from his injury, THT is shifting back to his fourth scoring option for the Lakers. So with that being said, with THT right now averaging about 20 points per game in the times that he did play, trade him right now for a more consistent waiver wire option where you know he's not limited like he is on the Lakers. Lou Dort has been a top 25 player over the past 2 weeks, scoring plus 20 points in multiple games, but also giving you some great defensive stats. Right now, with Shai Gilgeous being injured, Lou Dort is going to keep on feasting and keep putting up numbers. And sooner or later, as other managers seem to value him more, trade Lou Dort at his highest value to get a consistent potential star fantasy player. Chimezie Metu was getting minutes because of Luke Walton, but now Luke Walton got fired, and before he loses all of his minutes, trade him for a potential low-end value that you can get for something out of nothing. Andrew Wiggins will always be on my sell high list because the return of Klay Thompson is coming very soon. And with Andrew Wiggins feasting right now, averaging about 18 points per game, when Klay comes back, his numbers will definitely drop. So trade Andrew Wiggins as soon as possible before the return of Klay Thompson. Moving on, we're going to be talking about the BuyLow Players, players that right now are not living up to expectation. Their value is lower than their original, and maybe you can trade them for a cheaper deal. I got Joel Embiid on this list. I got Lauri Markkanen. I got Isaiah Stewart. I got Jordan Clarkson, Robert Williams, and Klay Thompson. Hear me out on why these guys are on this list. Joel Embiid has been out for the past 2 to 3 weeks due to COVID-19, and from the looks of it, Joel Embiid is slowly coming back. He's working on his conditioning, but it doesn't seem like he's rushing to get back, and right now with some managers getting fed up with Joel Embiid, they don't want to deal with this anymore of Joel Embiid's slow return and of course his slow recovery process. He might be on the trade market for a cheaper deal than his original first round value. So simply try to trade the owner of Joel Embiid, maybe he'll let him loose. Lauri Markkanen just made his return on a long-term absence because of COVID, and sooner or later, because the Cavs don't have Evan Mobley, Lauri Markkanen is going to be more on the scoring factor. So that's why buy him low before he gets really hot, because I do believe with Evan Mobley out for the next 2 to 4 weeks, Lauri Markkanen can simply help you win your weekly matchups. Isaiah Stewart was one of those players that when you drafted them, you thought he was going to be a double-double monster, but right now he's not living up to it and is dealing with some LeBron James headlines because of the elbow they had against the Lakers the other night. But when talking about Isaiah Stewart's future, I do believe during the ending of the seasons, he will pick it up and put up the numbers he did last year. And Dwayne Casey wants his development. Dwayne Casey's going to give him minutes, and that's it. Right now with his value being at an all-time low, you never know. You can get Isaiah Stewart for super cheap. Jordan Clarkson right now has been struggling with his shot, but sooner or later he will pick it up. Robert Williams has been out due to an injury, but with the Boston Celtics needing his big man presence, Robert will come back better than ever. And of course, we all know why Clay is on this list. We just got news that he will be returning very soon, and some managers out there might want to hold him, but some managers might want to trade him instead of being patient. So if you know the owner of Clay is impatient, you might get him for cheap right now before he comes back and puts up great all-star numbers. Next up, we're going to be talking about players to hold, players that I believe you must keep on your rosters no matter what. I'm putting DeMar DeRozan, DeJounte Murray, Pascal Siakam, and Tyrese Maxey. These guys are one of the hottest fantasy basketball players right now, and honestly, I don't see the situations changing. I love what Tyrese Maxey is doing on the Philadelphia 76ers, and right now with the Philadelphia trying to trade away Ben Simmons, Tyrese Maxey seems like to be the future point guard of this squad. So keep these players, they are must hold. So yes guys, this wraps up my video for today talking about the week 6 of fantasy basketball update. Once again guys, my name is Soom and I'm a fantasy basketball expert. So if you guys ever want help to win your fantasy basketball leagues, go check out my Patreon page down below. I'm here to help you guys win. But other than that, take it easy, God bless, and I'll see you all next time on Easy Buckets. Whoa!